So here we are. This is another shout out video for Kevin. Can you do a comparison between the Canyon Aeroad disc and the new Orro Venturi, please? Well, I thought that was an idea because I didn't really know anything about the Orro bikes. So I went to their website and had a look at the Venturi. So the first thing I wanted to show was just how much work I had to do to line the three different colours of the Orro bike up. I was surprised. I thought that I would just literally load them in and that they'd all look exactly the same. But it wasn't to be. So here it is. Venturi Dura-Race Di2 549999. It comes in three colours. The white and the red, the stealth black and blue and white. There's a bit of Photoshop going on these pictures that they have on their website, so I don't know whether you can see that there, but definitely there's some weird stuff going on with the crank. That's definitely been photoshopped around there. So when they did the photography, they clearly didn't have complete bikes available. There's some weird stuff going on the handlebars as well. We look between these two here. There's definitely some weird Photoshop stuff going on. Like I say, when they took the photographs, they didn't have bikes with all the parts on. These handlebars are very different on the stealth one. So there we go. That was first thing I noticed. The other thing I noticed as I was lining up the different colour versions of the bike was that some of the sort of tube shapes, I recognised them a little bit. So I just had a play about. It's very rough, but I just wanted to see if I could sort of match up any of the shapes. So I just sort of messed around, tried out some parts from other bikes. And forgive me, it's very, very rough, and I'm probably being not entirely fair to Orro here. However, I definitely got a sort of sense of the propel forks, the new propel, a little bit of similarity there. I know this isn't quite right here, but I did feel a little bit of the 3T Strada there, and also there's a bit of the Trek shape going on there as well. And then towards the back, this is the 3T Strada, this top tube here. And then this is actually off the bike we're going to compare it to in a sec, and that's the Aeroad from Canyon. Quite a similar sort of shape, slightly different size, but similar shape. And then the very similar one is the back end on the Lapierre Aero bike. Very similar shape there, I thought. So there we go, that was just an observation. So the question was, how does it compare to the Canyon Aeroad? Well, here's the Canyon Aeroad. And if we just fade between the two, it's a bit difficult to see exactly what's going on because Canyon shoot all their bikes against black, and it's incredibly difficult to take a bike that's on black and put it on white, so I never bother because it would take too long. So there we go, we do the best we can to compare them. The first interesting thing is that they are both Dura-Ace Di2. Okay, so what's interesting about that is the difference in price. The Orro is clearly a lot cheaper by almost £1,000. So where are they scrimping to save that kind of cash? Well, the first thing that sort of bothers me is for an aero bike, I'm not sure I feel the wheels are deep section enough. I'd certainly want something a bit deeper on the back, at least, if it's going to be, you know, a full-blown aero bike. So that's a bit of a shame, I think, for the Orro. The Canyon weighs 7.4 kilograms, and now on the Orro website they're very proud of this carbon that they use to make their bike, and they talk about how incredibly light it is, but nowhere on the website can I find the weight of a bike. So again, that's another black mark from me, because that is infuriating, as I always say. So geometry wise, the frames are very different, but the bars appear to be in a very similar position when all said and done. So there's not much to pick between them there. Both discs, obviously. I would also say that the thing that Canyon are very good at is the quality of the photographs on their websites are just always top quality, super attention to detail, and I've never been able to fault the Canyon photography, whereas Orro, not as good. Not that that should really change your mind about whether to buy their bike or not, obviously. Would I buy one? Well, in comparison to the Canyon, it's a great price, isn't it? But right now I couldn't find any online reviews of how it rides, so that's a down mark there. I don't know what it weighs, so there's another down mark there. And I've not so far seen it being raced in any pro level racing. I mean, correct me if you've seen it being used somewhere by a team. Though I'm not a racer, I would always be drawn more to a bike that I see being race tested, because they will always be getting feedback from the riders and they will always want their bikes to win as many races as possible. So you've got an excellent feedback loop there, which will just improve the product. And that is something that Canyon are great at doing, because they've got 2 teams in the World Tour and they've been winning races for years, and they just do everything very well. So Orro have got a lot to live up to, and right this second, just initial impressions are just not as good as Canyon. So yeah, personally I'd probably go for the Ultegra version of the Aeroad. So there we go, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And lots of people have been asking me for shout out videos of bikes that they'd like to see compared, and please do keep asking me. I obviously get as many done as I possibly can, but I do all this in my spare time and it takes a lot of work, so keep asking and I will certainly try and get them done.